Questions, members of the board at this time? Educational code at its finest. No questions this time, informational only. Thank you very much. Pacific Coast Campus, no item, no reports. We're also the same can be said for economic development, correct? No item, no report, thank you. Reports, I know our Academic Senate President is not able to attend tonight, so next item on reports would be the Superintendent President, and so people do know in the audience, the question came where some of you are here for. We've asked, I believe, the Superintendent President to also make some comments on what is actually taking place regarding parking in the surrounding neighborhood, in particular your neighborhood that you are here for. So at this time, this item and others with the Superintendent President report, please.
Thank you, Board President Kellogg, and welcome to the members of the community and faculty, staff, and students of Long Beach City College. I'm going to discuss that issue at the end of my report so that it can be as closely linked to any additional comments from the audience, and I'll begin with just a few updates, and I'm going to ask Vice President Peterson and Alicia Kraizinga to help me in making two of my reports. To begin with, I just want to thank the James Irvine Foundation. As the board knows, they recently recognized the college for their work on the Promise Pathways Initiative. We recently received a $125,000 award for that, and we will be working on using those funds to further the work of Promise Pathways and to provide incentive funds for the faculty and staff here at Long Beach City College to use to continue to do the work around improving student outcomes here at Long Beach City College. And again, I want to thank in particular the Math and English Department for the work that they've done to further this work and to provide the data that's been made available throughout the country on the practices that they're employing in the classroom. So I want to thank them again for that. I have two quick updates that I'm going to ask Dr. Peterson to help me with. First, as the board knows, we recently became part of the DREAM US, which provides financial scholarship assistance to undocumented students throughout the nation. The foundation was founded by Donald Graham, the founder, the former owner of the Washington Post, along with other members, a bipartisan group of both Republicans and Democrats leadership throughout the nation. We are one of only two colleges in California participating. We were asked to participate, us and Long Beach State University. So just to give the board a quick update on where we're at with the DREAM.US, I've asked Dr. Peterson and Alicia to give us an update, and then follow that up with a quick update on Promise Pathways, since we are moving into registering for the fall term. I thought it was important for the board to know where we're at with the incoming cohort. So for that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Peterson and Alicia.
Thank you very much. We'll start with DREAM US.
The DREAM US is a wonderful scholarship opportunity for Long Beach City College students. Their mission is to provide college scholarships to highly motivated dreamers who cannot afford a college education. The scholarship may be used by our students for tuition, fees, books, and/or supplies. Their goal is to have more than 2,000 dreamers graduate with college degrees over the next decade. Only 13 colleges were invited to participate nationwide. As you can see, only 2 of us represent California, Long Beach City College and Cal State Long Beach. Long Beach City College is also very proud that we are number 3 for highest number of successfully completed applications. Applicants must be a first-time college student with less than 12 units completed. They must graduated from a U.S.-based high school with a cumulative GPA of 2.5 or higher and meet the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or AB 540, eligibility criteria. Long Beach City College currently has 98 students that are eligible for this scholarship. All eligible students have been contacted and encouraged to apply, and we are confident that we will have more students apply by the deadline, which is this Monday at 10 a.m.
So we started our first cohort of Promise Pathways in...
Can I stop you just for a minute, Dr. Peterson, and ask Alicia a quick question since this is relevant? can the scholarship awardees use that award for transportation-related issues, parking fees?
Yes, they can.
Thank you.
So the first cohort of Promise Pathways began in fall 2012, with the second cohort starting this previous fall. You can see that we started with 966 students with 15 high schools participating with Long Beach Unified School District. We expanded that to Paramount and Bellflower school districts in cohort 2 to 21. We now have 30 high schools that will be participating in our third cohort in fall 2014. So we're really excited. We anticipate going up in participants to around 1,500 students. And again, as a reminder of the successes we've seen in these areas. So again, we've seen an increase in the number of students who are successfully progressing through their first year of college, that they're completing their transfer level courses in English and math at a much higher rate. They're completing 30 units, so half of their transfer degree requirements within the first year as well. You see they're successfully completing transfer math, attempting transfer English, and completing transfer English have all significantly increased. We're seeing the same trends for the second cohort. And then the Chancellor's Office has identified 2 metrics for us. The behavioral intent to complete is any student who completes 6 units and attempts a math or English course. And so we saw a significant increase in that category. And the behavioral intent to transfer is a completion of 12 transfer level units and attempting transfer math or English. And we also saw a significant increase there. So we're excited about the outcomes we're seeing in this. We're excited about the growth of the program for this next year.
Any questions on either the Dream.us or Promise Pathways before I move on?
Members of the board, at this time, you touched on it. It is privately funded, not taxpayer funded, and a lot of people have stepped up to address this issue. And I think people don't really understand that sometimes, but
Yes,
pretty
and
ambitious.
I think it's also important to recognize the work of the Long Beach City College Foundation, which is another reason why we were attractive to the Dream.us and the work that Dr. Ginny Baxter and the Long Beach City Foundation have done to continue to support these and all of our students throughout their education here at Long Beach City College.
Other members of the board this time? None? All right.
Okay, the next update, I just, again, given the questions that have arisen recently regarding parking in and around Long Beach City College, and I know the interest that many members of the community who are here today, and again, I want to welcome you to Long Beach City College. I'm sure many of you attended here as students, and if you did, welcome back. The issue of parking certainly is not something unique to Long Beach City College. It's not unique to Cal State University. It's not unique to any college or university throughout the nation. But it is something that is important to both the residents and the college and its students. The college very much appreciates its relationship with all its neighbors. I have certainly had the opportunity throughout my time here to meet with many of the neighborhood associations to talk specifically about parking. And most recently have had the opportunity to meet with Councilwoman Shipsky and members of the neighborhood association to talk about what steps can be taken to further dissuade students from parking in the adjoining neighborhoods. And this is something that we do take serious. Although I just want to be clear that California Constitution Education Code is very clear on our ability to use the funds that the state of California gives us, and it prohibits us from using those funds to support activities outside of the college. For example, I've received questions, why can't the college pay for parking permits out of the college funds? So it's strictly prohibited. So we continue to look for other ways that we can work with the neighborhood community to do that. And I know that we have been having this conversation for quite some time. Most recently, with the construction and with some of the other activity, we've posted both permanent and temporary signs. We've been working with our own, the Long Beach PD, to dissuade students from parking in the neighborhoods. We continue to have some of the lowest parking fees in the region. Our parking has, the amount of parking that we provide students has increased significantly over the years, and we will continue to make parking as available to students as possible. Parking has, the number of students parking has increased. So I realize the concern that Student Trustee Donato raised, but we've not seen any decline in students parking in our parking lots. As a matter of fact, that's growing. As we add parking, more and more students are parking in those spaces. So since 2009, 538 new parking stalls have been created here at the liberal arts campus alone. That doesn't take into account the parking at the Pacific Coast campus. We've worked directly with the city traffic engineer, and I know that the neighborhood association has as well. And I know he has recommended creation of a resident parking zone. This is a city issue. This is the city manager's issue. This is a city council issue. And we continue to work with the city to follow its processes to determine what is the best way for Long Beach City College to interact with both the city and the residents. We've gone through this with the Lakewood Village Association, with other neighborhood associations, and we certainly respect the work of the city manager's office and the city council, who has authority over parking in and around Long Beach City College. I'm aware that Mr. Roseman has met with the association on several occasions, proposed to implement free temporary parking, permit parking, and I know that been working with the neighborhood association to get some consensus about the direction that we want, that you all want to go. My understanding is that he's waiting until the end of this month to receive all the input. So we are working with both City Councilwoman's office, the City Manager's office, and certainly want to continue to work with the residents to follow this process to see how it is that we can help continue to offset this. I realize that at the end of the day, just as it happens at every college in the nation, some students will decide to park in the neighborhood. We certainly will continue to work with our associated student body, our leadership who's aware of this issue, to educate students, to dissuade students, and to provide the kinds of transportation services which we pay for directly, such as a shuttle service, to ensure that students have an opportunity to have public transportation, free transportation, paid for by the college, so that they don't have to park. And I realize that there's still inconvenience for our residents, and you have certainly my commitment that we will continue to work with our construction folks, with our parking enforcement, with Long Beach PD, to continue to look for ways to dissuade students from parking and to keep the traffic down in your neighborhoods. I realize we are not always successful, but you know, our primary commitment is to our students and to ensure that they have an opportunity to come to Long Beach City College and to participate in the great academic programs that we have. Our second priority is to you all in the community to ensure that we're good neighbors and to ensure that our students and our neighbors interact in a way that's beneficial to both, because we value you as neighbors, and I know you value this college to ensure that we provide for an educated workforce, a workforce that's going to generate economic value to this community and continue to make this community a great place to live. So we will continue to work with the city. We are aware and are aware from the city manager's office that other council districts, such as the 3rd and 4th, have worked to underwrite the cost of the permits in those districts. We're trying to explore other ways that we can help in that process. But again, it comes down to things that we can and cannot do, and to continue to find ways that we can support your concerns as residents, and we will continue to do that. We certainly have not stopped. We are waiting for the city to go through its process, and we will continue to work with the city manager's office to find any way possible that we could mitigate any of the inconvenience that I'm sure you're here to express. But again, I just need to reiterate that the college is forbidden from using state funds for the purposes of paying for the residents' parking. So in some ways our hands are tied, but that doesn't preclude us from trying to find other ways to support the needs of the community. So that pretty much concludes my report, and certainly if the board has any questions of me, I'd be happy to try and answer those.
All right, thank you. Questions at this time, President Superintendent? If not,
Sure.
I'm sorry, Chair recognizes Trustee Otto.
Yeah, sure. And it's my understanding that there was a meeting on March 6th, is that right?
Yes.
And it's also my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, that that the upshot of that meeting was that the city traffic engineer proposed to create a free temporary 18-month preferential parking program for the residents in the area of 4C over here, and that, but that what happened at that meeting was that there wasn't a consensus as to whether the neighborhood wanted that. There were people that wanted it, there were people that did not want it, and so as a result, he decided to follow a process where he would mail out a survey to all of the residents to see what the preference was. Is that right?
That's my understanding.
Okay. And that is an open process through March 31st, meaning that residents have until March 31st to get their, to respond to the survey. Is that the date?
March 31st is the date I have, yes.
And so if, and I know under the ordinance, the ordinances for the city of Long Beach for preferential parking and temporary preferential parking, that there has to be a certain percentage, I believe it's 75% of the residents who are in favor of preferential parking in order for that program to move forward.
That's my understanding.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Chair recognizes Trustee Clark, followed by Trustee Aranga.
Yeah, representing the district, I have talked to Mr. President Eloy in regards to this, and he indicated there's some possibly things we can do. The financial end is possibly not possible, but we're looking at it. But I wish that Councilman Jerry had spoken to me in regards to this, because I would like to work with her and see what we can do, as I would work with her if we had an issue, a city issue, because I think it's important that the elected officials work together when they have a constituency that is the same constituent. So I hope I hear from Councilwoman Shipsky and see what we can do to work with her. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Trustee Aranga.
Is there some data in regards to how many students use bus passes? I know the issue is transportation and parking, an alternative modes of transportation to get to the college, both at PCC and LAC. Does the college offer bus passes to students? And if we do we have any kind of data that reflects how many of those students take advantage of that program? And are we, do we have any kind of agreement or any kind of relationship with the Long Beach Transit to provide additional bus services to this campus that might provide some relief in that area?
What we do have data on is ridership of the shuttle that the college supports in partnership with the Associated Student Body. That shuttle was put in specifically for the purpose of providing transportation support for our students, because for many, many years, for the majority of the years that this college has been in existence, Long Beach Transit has not provided a direct bus route from the Pacific Coast campus to the liberal arts campus. In the last year, in working with Long Beach Transit, they have put in a temporary line to see how it works out, to see what kind of ridership they get. We have not been able to work out a deal with them for reduced bus passes because of the limited ridership that our students have had in Long Beach Transit, because again, the previous route would take nearly an hour to get from the Pacific Coast campus to the liberal arts campus, so it didn't make sense for our students. So again, this is at times can be a bit of a complicated issue because there are many players involved. Long Beach Transit, the city. We decided to take steps ourselves and fund a shuttle bus that runs continuously throughout the day and the week to provide some relief. And we'll continue to look at options like that. But certainly we can come back at the next meeting and give the board some statistics on what kind of ridership we're seeing over the years in our own transit service.
All right, thank you. No other questions at this time for the President Superintendent. Thank you for your report. At this time, Chair recognizes student trustee for your report.
Thank you very much. And I want to say good afternoon to the members of the community and to the students that are here and every staff member, and for sure acknowledge Jerry Chipsky, Councilwoman Jerry Chipsky, and thank you very much for being here. My report today is actually in base of things that I have addressed in the past. Basically, with the leadership, on how the situation of how students are feeling right now on campus. So yesterday, unfortunately, one student council member sent us her resignation letter. And in this letter, she expresses, and I'm gonna quote her, that out of fear of retaliation and possible humiliation, I shall follow the recommendation and resign to her position. Also, as I mentioned before, there was an alumni that was arrested on campus, and that person used to speak out against many times the will of the administration. A month ago, another alumni who was a student activist, a strong student activist, was told to leave the campus when she was planning to attend to one of our public meetings. This happened in front of other students' leaders, and I believe this is what is creating some type of fear of retaliation from our administration. During the last board meeting, we heard from a student from Los Cerritos College who came to interview some students on AB 955. The students she tried to address told her that they will not speak also because of fear. I think we have a problem with the students, and I would like some type of action on that. I think no one student should fear any type of, should have any type of fear of speaking out. Lastly, I want to bring to the attention of the board a petition that is going on campus. This was a petition written by one disabled student who is blind. She is asking this board to see if we can do something to place audible signals on Carson and Clark, because students who are blind are having troubles crossing the street. I think that's very important, and maybe we can have further conversations on that. Thank you very much. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Am I picking up a phone somewhere?
Mine is ringing.
Okay. I was hearing that, and it was vibrating across the dais. Thank you, student trustee. Board of Trustees, are any reports, comments at this time? I would just like to thank the Civil Engagement Club. Did I get that title right? Civic Engagement Club.
Can I correct?
For putting on the only forum for for Long Beach Unified School District and Long Beach Community College District candidates for this election in the entire city. So my thanks to all the people that took the time, the students who put the time, very good turnout. And again, it was nice to have someone do that.